Don't you know that the music should be solemn?
Here we go. Here we go.
Do I think I'm on?
You're on. You're not in the United States.
But do you think I'm on? Because you know me, I'm a technical wizard.
Well, I know everything twice. We've switched. You're on.
But am I on? Can
You're
people
on.
Hear me and see me?
I think so. I just don't know how long it's
Can
gonna
you
last.
with your orange hat that Billy Fichtner would love so much right now?
Yeah.
He loves that orange color.
Yeah. It's a toque.
It is. I didn't want to scare my listeners with that word, but it's a fucking toque. Let's get that out of the way. All right. So look, buddy, what a fucking week you've had. Forget about me. I'm just in Germany, like trying to meet my fans and say hi to people and lose my mind. But you with True Story, I'm not going to tell you how great you are again. I'm boring myself. I'm going to blow my brains out if I say it one more time.
Yeah.
So forget about all that and all the and hand out the awards now and all. We don't do this for awards, but
no,
why not? Let's just clap anyway. We had Charles and Murray on. Now that shit, bro. Did you read some of the stuff that's been happening?
He's so great.
Come on.
He's so great. And again, it's so great. I was thinking about it because everybody's making these amazing compliments and comments and all this. And I went, how cool is that? Like, you don't even realize it, that you're kind of getting the inner thoughts, because we're just talking like we're at dinner. Right. And and what a great way to be a fly on the wall, because it's not like the typical, I guess, shows that people would listen to where people are doing interviews with people they don't know. This is basically three friends sitting down who haven't seen each other.
Now, what a good point. When I do a podcast, it's about a movie. When you do a podcast,
they don't know you.
Really know me. They know me, but not really. We're talking about, so Charles, when you walk through those steps on set B, and you're going, wait, I have an email from 2013. 14, what? 13. What? Like what? Like that's friends. That's friend. And for someone to be on the outside and listen to that, that's so incredible, because it's almost like you're out at dinner with us. And we're like catching up. And I thought that must be so cool if you're a fan of the stuff we do together. And then obviously the new show. So yeah, listen, it's been an incredible, crazy week. I'm overly thankful for everyone who watched the show. And it's awesome. I mean, I'm about to say something that I'm not sure I've said for a very long time. So son, hold on to your orange hat. I think I'm going to watch it again.
You don't even watch TV.
How fucking good it was. I'm not a fan of one of the guys on the show, but that's just me.
That's just
but the acting and the story and Gene, which is played by you, and Kevin.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. I might just watch it again. That's how much I loved it, bro.
It's such
you stepping in that puddle of water when you get out of the car, and I don't even know if that was by accident or planned. I don't know.
It was.
Like, come on, and Snipes is by the car, and you're going, hang on a second. I didn't know if you were going to get shot at that moment, and then you walk over with these little. Anyway, bro, I might just watch it again.
It's funny that you bring up the puddle. Let me tell you something. I got to tell you quickly. So they kept hosing down because it was supposed to be
hosing down.
They were hosing it down. Hosing it down.
It's gonna rain. Got to be careful. Whatever. Be ready for that.
It was supposed to be Philly. It was supposed to be Philly, but we're in downtown LA when we shot it, right? And they kept hosing it down. And I'm so like you, I'm so nuts about continuity that I was like, hey guys, I think my shoes are gonna get muddy when I come out, right? Even though the jean shoes are a disaster, I was just like, oh, if I step in a big mud thing, like what are we gonna do in the next take, right? Like that's what I was thinking. I don't want anyone disrupting where I'm at in my headspace and be like, oh, we got to clean your shoes. I'm like, fuck, right? So I pulled up, and this is what I love. There's no talent. Talent will always be trumped by luck and timing. I pulled that Volvo up that could barely drive. The thing kept stalling. I pulled it up, and I just so happened to park next to that big puddle. I didn't know. So when I stepped out, the gene reaction to the puddle is just like, hey, it's just.
No. It's so genius. It wasn't planned. You didn't know what was going on. You just went right through with your smile because you've seen Kevin. You've seen Kevin. You can't believe your luck. You can't believe what's going on right now.
I love that shit. But point is that it tells a bigger story about acting. Like, it's so funny when the things people realize in acting that I think is great for audience members. I guess with us seeing behind the wizard curtain, I realize like the other things, like people's hand movements and like, or the way they like move their hand through their hair, or, you know, and I'm just like, fuck, that's brilliant stuff. That little stuff.
Do you remember when Kenny Johnson and with Kozik and Tig, and we're having a big meeting in the back spot at Telemoro, and we're gonna have a beer, and Kenny goes to take a sip, and it overflows.
Yeah,
and it overflows.
Yeah,
I put my finger on it because that's what we used to do in high school to stop it from. It just, I didn't plan it. Just and people wrote in and went, "Brilliant!" Like, and I went, oh, "What's brilliant?" I just did what I was doing.
That's
like,
life. That's life. And that's why what I get so mad with young actors is like,
don't plan shit. Don't plan it. Just see what happens.
I remember
that's organic.
I was doing that show, Luke Cage, and I was in it. I was so in this scene. And you know, what I love is that when you do it enough, you can, when you know so well what you're doing, you can kind of be free to do anything. So I was kind of doing anything. It was one of those takes where it's like one for you. And I was doing anything. And the actor across from me said, hold on, we have to cut. That's not the line. And I went, go with it. Don't cut. You're not supposed to cut yourself. You're not the fucking director. And it was just one of those things where it was like, we were in the moment, but they got thrown by the words that weren't exactly on the page. And I was like, man, some of the greatest moments in film history, TV history, are not planned. So whatever, it was great. And I really appreciate that you watched it. I know you don't watch anything except like, you know, the Saskatoon Roughriders Grey Cup playoffs.
They're called the Saskatchewan Roughriders, but you can call them whatever you want because you're Theo Rossi. And my bro.
The Ottawa Senators and the
they're called the Red. Yeah, that's right. The Senators are in hockey.
And
that's
the
exactly
Expos.
Right. Yeah, they're dead, but they're in Washington now. But they'll never be dead, really.
Whatever. Doug Flutie or whatever you're watching out there.
Okay, you're turning into the Mad King right now. You ready? The Mad King.
So the Mad King, there is something very important that happened in this episode. You had tipped this episode off to me, meaning that you were kind of had a certain feeling about it. And then I watched it. And to be fully transparent, I just finished it about 2 minutes ago. So it's kind of hot on my heels.
Good for you.
There is something that happens at the end that is obviously one of the more memorable moments for all of us when we did the show.
The key sentence is at the end. I'm just throwing it out there. At the end.
Who directed this episode first?
Gwyneth. Quarter-Page.
Good. She's the greatest. Okay. The Mad King is in reference to, because I know that's from a Game of Thrones thing, because that's a name from Game of Thrones, but obviously this predates that. Is that like an Alice in Wonderland thing?
It's actually the book that Clay gets handed in the prison. And it says the Mad King on it. And on page 47 is the note that he gets handed in prison. And of course, we don't know what the note says yet, because we're going to find out. We'll get there. The Mad King was on the side binder of it. The Mad King. There you go.
So it opens up with us all outside on a stakeout, because that's what we do. We kind of fulfill a lot of roles. Sometimes we're military Green Berets, sometimes we're bikers, and sometimes we're detectives on stakeouts. That's what the Sons wear, all hats here, like this orange hat I'm wearing. So
fine, but I gotta say, greatest
together.
It might forget that. That's coming up right there. Chicken Juice. It's the greatest opening song, in my opinion,
100%.
of the entire. I've never heard such a great opening song. We've heard lots of finale songs, but as an opening, motherfucker. And then duos, I go love the duos like you just brought up, like Jackson Hap, Tig and Juice, Chibs and Rat. Come on, that's the old club.
And the way it was set up, the darkness and the silhouettes with the orange light, like it was like, wow. I was like, man, this looks cinematic. Like it was so cinematic.
Fucking great point.
So I love the way it looked, and I love the closeness of people's faces, because I think the one thing that Sons did so incredibly well is that at the end of the day, you casted a bunch of character actors, and character actors have great faces, right? Like you want to get in on their faces. So you're seeing the faces.
With the great Paul Maybaum lighting and the whole thing, and Billy Brown, all the guys trying to get the focus right. Beautiful shit.
So the mix of the music, the mix of that, you got Jack's Happy, Juice Tig, which, I mean, come on, we wish that we had something to do there, because they never put us together. For some reason, we were together. That was cool.
So cool.
And then Chibs and Rat. And I realized why. That was kind of a process of elimination thing. They couldn't put Chibs with Juice because they just had the fight. Because they would want to put Tig with Rat because you guys had just done some stuff.
Got a little connection going on now.
But they couldn't put Chibs with me, and they needed to put Jax and Happy together for some reason, whatever that may be. They needed an enforcer of some type to come in and do the stuff that Jax needed. So by mistake, something they should have been doing for 6 seasons, they put Juice and Tig together.
In the 5th episode called The Mad King.
Yeah. So Gemma now in lockdown. We go to lockdown. We're on lockdown again. Here we go. A lot of Fritos, a lot of Doritos.
How the fuck do we protect our own at the club? Here we go again. We're going to try it again.
Silly. What a bunch of nonsense.
So I have a question for you in the next scene. Clay's in prison.
Yep.
And I went, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, Rossi. Mm-hmm. This is really our show, but you run the reins of the horse. How does Clay get out of prison?
Don't know.
Like, I've completely forgotten how the fuck he gets out.
Something came to me later on in this episode that there is some kind of, for lack of a better word, extraction with like cars or something, because I know that there's something with like a bank truck or an ambulance. Because I remember that big scene. I remember that big scene at the airport that we did where Juice felt like shit. But again, I don't want to pre.
Okay, anyway, you don't. Fine.
So Clay's in jail. He's now back in like Gen Pop. He's with everyone. He's not on his own.
Nope.
And we flash through everyone, right? This is what we do. We see Unser, we see Roosevelt looking at the dead Turek photos, and everyone is still waiting on the Irish. We're out there on the stakeout waiting on the Irish.
Yeah.
So here's a quick question. Before we jump to this next scene, because we're about to cut to the morning and everyone's on the move. So we've been staking out all night. So apparently the Sons of Anarchy, Sam Crow, is not the club that I thought they were, where I thought they were like the biggest club in the world. Apparently someone said they're a mid-level club. Okay. That's what a lot of people say, a lot of the fans. And apparently in the anthology of it, we're a mid-level club at best.
Okay.
Why did we think we can go against the IRA?
Because we just can. Because we're the biggest club in Charming. Okay. We're the biggest club in Bigger, Saskatchewan. We're the biggest club in Charming. And we're going to kick their fucking asses. And you got the Kings. We're going to come up to a couple of really cool scenes coming up.
Yeah.
Like they're looking at us like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck do I have to do? Are these fucking kids, are they real? Riding their little fucking bicycles around the fucking street? Didn't know what they're fucking up against at all. No, honestly. What were we doing, Theo?
What did they think? Bloody Sunday. What did they think was happening?
Presume. Pacao. Yeah, fuck. I have no idea.
This little mid-level biker club is making a decision to go. No problem. Okay, we're going against the IRA. Sure. Okay. I'll hold my hand for this one.
I'm in. I'm all in.
We cut to the morning. Everyone's on the move. Next thing you know, we're grabbing some Irish guys in a van. Happy and Jax are in action hero mode. People are jumping, kicking, punching. Here it goes, right? We're in Die Hard now. All of a sudden, it's happening. Okay, sure. I'm with you so far. And then
I go like this. I go, nice work, Jax. Screwdriver through the hand. Really nice.
Here's my problem. And
I always go bad music coming up. I know and I don't want to cut down the band. It's all fucking great, but please, I love the music in the show. But I just know what's going to happen when that kind of music starts. Okay, we're in for a scrap.
But I don't want to turn into Salty Sal here. But like, here's my thing. What I don't like is when we're doing these like aggressive, like, we're trying to get somewhere, right? Like we want to do something. We like want to, get this guy and get information. And apparently our lives are at stake. Why are we cracking jokes? Like, you don't know that there's like the cracking of the jokes. Like, I hope you're not left-handed and I hope you're not. Yeah. And I get that that's a Sons thing. It just, sometimes it feels like it works. And sometimes it feels like it's out of place.
It lightens the moment of drama, really. It doesn't need to do that. If we're going to go screwdriver through the hand, we should be balls on. By the way, Alan O'Neill makes his first appearance as Hugh. in this out in the van before we break in and start busting hands. So way to go, Alan. Really nice to see you working there.
And we're there for Connor, right? And then Jax now is downloading the whole crew while we tie this guy up, and he's in full boss mode. And you're seeing it on Chibs and Tiggs' face. Chibs and Tiggs, he literally just is telling people what to do, but he's not giving any explanations.
No,
this comes back later. He's just like, you do this, you do that, and you guys are looking at each other as like, what's going on? Right. Sure.
I'm going lunch is about a half hour now.
Yeah.
Well, sure. We got you.
Don't you realize also what like a stark change this is from Clay at this moment?
Yeah, I do.
Not just as like a son, but as like an audience member.
Well, and it coming up with Chibs and Jax. When Chibs goes, are we fucking part of the club or what? Like, come on, what are we doing? How come you never come to me? I mean, it's coming up. So trust me. These orders. There's no consultation. It's just weird. It's just different. We're in season 6 now. Yeah.
I thought we should have kept Clay as president longer, but don't worry about it. So Roosevelt meets with CCH. She comes in. I love her acting style. I got to tell you something about CCH. When she's in like boss mode, she comes in and she's just like boom, 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 boom.
Did you see what she did there? She walks right around the desk and sat on his desk.
Yeah.
Not in the front, on his side. Like here I am, right? I'm in Germany right now. I know you know that, but in case fans have forgot that, I'm actually in Germany. Yeah. My charities love every single one of you. And I'm sitting, I'm Rockman. I'm sitting back. She came right around and planted her butt right on this side of the desk and just going, either Gwyneth or CCH came up. I don't know who came up with that, but it is fucking brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, and immediately
controlling the space.
Thank you. You just took the words out of my mouth. She controls her space.
Yeah,
so
amazing.
There's a few actors that I've worked with that they're coming in and you better be ready because they're coming, right? And it's like, okay, cool. And I just love that about her character. Her only goal is to get to that school shooting. She wants that school shooting. She wants a bad guy, wants to use Nero. She just wants someone to take the blame.
Fucking A. And both of them have a plan. And they're both trying to give each other the plan that they've come up with and trying to do it together. I guess we're going to see if it works out, but they both have a plan. Both have a game plan. And so here's what they are.
Now we're back at TM, still absolutely minimal security, by the way. When you see the door open, there's like one person there with like a 6-shooter. It's like there's no security. Well,
and not only did the extra not have any lunch or breakfast or dinner, he's been there since the night before. They forgot to tell him to go home because he's slouching up against the gate. And again, no, I'm not cutting anyone down, but he's exhausted. He's exhausted. The door's open, shut. Who's coming now?
He missed lunch.
And if the Irish were to pull up, he'd be dead. Trust me.
Dead.
There's no happy quick stance pulling of a gun. You're gone.
And basically anybody that comes up is like, hey, I need my fender fixed. They're like, sorry, we're remodeling. It's like, really? Because it looks fine here. I just need to get my.
It looks pretty good to me.
I just need an oil change. They're like, no. Oh, it's closed again? Oh, wow. Why are there? Okay. It looks like there's like 100 people in there. No, closed. Okay. I guess I'll just go somewhere else. So I just don't see how you stay in business that long, but whatever.
No wonder we didn't have any money in our bank.
That's why we never had money.
That's why we're selling guns, for fuck's sake.
So Tara complaining about Gemma.
Okay, hang on. So first of all, Nero pulls in.
Yep.
Then Jax. And there was a shot that Gwyneth got that it blew my mind. There was a Tara Jax moment where they're together and they're talking like this. And Theo, there was a line of horses. I counted 18 diners. 18. Everyone's inside. We're about to find out inside the clubhouse. 18 diners, all empty, no one on any of them. And it was like a real Western moment where they're talking and I wasn't even listening. I was watching those fights and I thought, what a fucking beautiful filmatic shot. And when Kurt Sutter actually had the wherewithal to keep shots like that, didn't have a lot of time, had to go, shot too much in the show. But when they kept filmatic shots like that, I just went, good for you.
Oh, no, I said, and I wrote it in my notes, I think this is one of the most beautifully shot shows that I've seen.
Yeah,
and I think, again, I always talk about, I like shows that are on the move.
Yeah.
Sons, like everybody's on the move.
On the move. Yeah.
This one, everybody's going somewhere.
Yeah.
The problem is there's a fine line with that, because sometimes you want to sit for a second and go, can they just have a conversation without somebody going, hey, get rat. You go here, you go there, you go, who, what, where? Yeah. So I think that it's just a beautiful, and especially when we get to TM and situations like that. So now, so this is weird, right? The joke, Jax is joking with Nero, right? I mean, we're in a pretty dire situation. I would think we're on lockdown, but whatever. He's joking with Nero, and they have a tail. We come to find out they have a tail, and it's Roosevelt, right?
I have a question. I know you're going to be able to answer this for me. They're in Nero's lowrider. They're in his car.
Yeah.
And when Jack sat in that car, like he really, I think what I want to know from you, because you starred in a great little fucking, right. There must be a sitting stance because you're so fucking low. Anyway, Jack sat right back, arm out the window, like he didn't even plan it. That's the way you sit in a car like that. Is that true?
Yeah, because it's like you're sitting on a couch.
Okay.
I mean, it's a bench. You know about old cars.
It's a bench fucking
68
seat.
Impalas, or you know, whatever. You're on a bench seat, but due to the ass being dropped.
Okay, there you go. So you're leaning back already.
You're leaning back. Yeah.
Gotcha. I just want to know about that.
Yeah, you're chilling. So he's just chilling. You know, he tells him, get my 40 ounce or whatever. He asks, so they have a tail in Roosevelt, and then Nero starts asking him those questions, right? And we get that little cool scene between them, but it's lighthearted. We've seen this a few times with them in the car. They do a lot of these like relationship building scenes in the car.
Yeah.
Sure. I love Nero.
I actually didn't care about it, to tell you the truth, but I did love the one line that Nero had at the end where he goes, I don't need any details. Just tell me when to duck.
Great line.
What a great fucking line.
What a great
Just tell me when to duck.
Great line.
Good for fucking Nero.
Yeah, and then Jax lays that tapping my mom line on, which
like
again, we're gonna get into some weird stuff later. But sure.
Okay. Sure.
Now Weller Borowski, I should say, sees Roosevelt, has that little moment with him, you know, whatever, the cop moment, and then now he's gonna download the boys about what's going on.
I'm right with you.
Borowski, Charlie Borowski, a lot of yelling going on when he comes in, right?
Well,
he's got the cigar.
I just wrote down, what a weird scene with Jax, Nero, and Dabrowski. Not much is discussed. It's almost like, and again, it's just so beautiful to watch this fucking show. I just spent the whole day with Boone for the 18 millionth time. And if your name comes up one more time, I'm going to start killing people. But I said to Boone, I mean, I'm finding out so much about the show. How can you watch it? And I go, because we're watching it because of the reviews. He goes, why am I not on yet? And I go, you're coming. You're coming. We have no time for you. You have no time for us. You're in Germany. You're vacationing. So anyway, Boone wants on this fucking show, and we're getting him on this fucking show.
He wasn't in this episode at all.
No, not one time. I bring it up where shouldn't I call Bobby? And Jess goes, fuck off. Don't call him. Don't talk to him.
It's weird that Bobby wasn't in this episode.
No, not at all. Not even for a second. Anyway, I just found it and then Tig shows up, the boys show up, and Jax just splits. He's out. Yep. Cut to Unser and Tara. So come on, what do you think about that?
So Unser and Tara, she checks him out. We got to see some skin on Dayton again, which is always a pleasure, right? So we're going to get to see that chest hair. And
no, he had all that makeup put on. He goes, you got to show it off.
Got to show it
for an hour and a half.
Yeah, he literally rolled in his pajamas and they put a bandage on him. And she asked, you knew it was coming. He was going to ask her about that thing that he walked in on. You know what I like about this scene, I will tell you, is you don't know if he's telling the truth because he has a loyalty to Gemma.
Right.
So you don't know because he says, I'm going to need to know everything.
Point.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he goes, exit strategy. Like an exit strategy, and he offers to help. And she looks at him like really uncertain. And I wrote down after that, Theo, did we know yet that Tara was going to die?
No, it's too early. We didn't know. I definitely didn't know. And I didn't know I'd be part of it. I definitely didn't know.
No, I just mean as a cast member, not as a Juice Tig thing. As a Theo.
No. As a cast member, we didn't know.
I don't.
It's too early.
Well, it's coming up, but yeah,
it comes up in the last episode, but we didn't know.
No, I think that's right.
And
okay,
I think, but remember, go back and rewind your mind for a second. We stopped doing those meetings between seasons.
Oh yeah.
In the last two, it was, hey. No. Whatever happens. It was kind of like there wasn't those meetings in the off season where it's like, hey, Cam, I just want to tell you what's going to happen with you next season. And you go, oh, cool. That's cool.
Not only is that true, I distinctly remember the last call I got from Sutter was at the beginning of season 5 when I found out about my daughter going to die in front of my eyes. Oh, that rhymed. That was the last. You're right. No 6, no 7. It is what it is. Huge hit, big show. Take it what it is. Take it whatever comes.
Yeah, and that added, I would like to add, I should say, it added an incredible amount of stress because you did not know if you were going to be on the show the next week.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you weren't going to get paid because you signed yearly contracts, and whatever, you know what's going on. What I mean is that you didn't know as a character if you were going to be on the show next week.
Yeah.
You might be dead. You might be gone. You might be whatever, because we had no information anymore.
Dayton Callie was so happy to come in his pajamas with his slippers on and eat his lunch and put a little makeup on his tummy and pull it up and say, I can help you out. Terry's just going, woo! Made it to another show. He did
so little heavy lifting that when they went to put a bandage on him, he was like, what the fuck? I got to go to makeup? I got to fucking put this fucking bandage on? And it's like, dude, all you do is show up in slippers
on right now. I can't be missing that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I was like, Jesus, we're getting hung from chains. We're fucking burning people. You got to come in and put a fucking bandage on. So he was, God, I love him. Okay. So that, again, I like that scene because you didn't know which way he was going to go. Now we're in the vans. We're about to roll up on Connor. Again, are these in residential neighborhoods? Where are we? Because we're firing. Guns are firing.
Oh no, it's coming up. Let's just keep going. I got a comment coming up.
Gunshots everywhere.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Tommy Flanagan, our favorite actor. He always had that hoodie on when we're trying to hide out.
Yeah.
No one's looking in his van anyway. But Tommy loved to put that fucking hoodie up. Like, it's got to be from his incredible Scottish days of like having a hoodie, and wanting to wear it all. He didn't want it to hang on his back. Let's put it on. Put the whole thing on.
I wanted to wear mine all the time, and they wouldn't let me do it because I always wear hoods in my own life, and I couldn't.
Tattoos. They want to see your tats.
No, they'll come right off.
Yeah.
Because when it's really hot, they just stick to everything.
Rub right off to the hoodie.
Rub right off.
Cut.
So
Cut.
Cut.
Come on in. We got bubbles on top of his head. Come on.
She'd have to pop them. She popped them to get the water out.
Yeah.
She got to pop them. Oh, I hated that. Okay. I mean, I disliked it. I try not to.
Okay. Shoot him up. Okay. Big shoot him up. Here we go.
All of us are running. Christ. I got to tell you, here's my favorite thing. I always think back to the pier when Abel got taken. Whenever I see us running as a group, it's so funny. We should never be running as a group.
Well, I'm saying I'm older than you, and maybe I'm wiser than you, but I'm telling you what, when we did that, I went to Gwyneth. I'll take the back. I'll be in the back. So I let everybody else go in front of me. So by the time I only had to run a quarter, everyone's and I got it at the back. Put me at the back, please.
It was about 5 seasons in I learned that, where I go, stop trying to be in the front.
Well, you and Charlie were the fastest by far. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying for anything, if they were like, hey, this guy's going to do a 3-page monologue, I'd be like, I think I'd be outside. And
I don't even smoke anymore as juice, but I think I'd be smoking.
Where the old me was like, no, I think I'd be right next.
I got it.
I think I'd be like shining his shoes. I think I'd be there. And then because you wanted to be like in the show. And then you realize, oh, that's going to be like half a day's work. I think I'd be outside.
You know what? You're going to roll an ankle. It's not going to be in the final cut anyway. Like, stop.
No, just get me out. So, okay. So here's that big crash through the wall. Again, you know why I remember days like this? I'm going to tell you why.
Holy fuck. Am I so glad you're saying this? Because I just got to say, and then I'll let you I went, oh, yes, the smashed flats of beer.
Yeah.
I know Theo's going to remember because I do. I remember that whole day. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to tell you why I love, because this happened a few times in this episode, and it's happened a bunch at the warehouse and stuff like that, Wahiwa and all that. You know why I love things like this is they would set them up for hours, right? The big thing. But what that would give us is it would give us time to all hang out, because remember, we're on location, so we can't leave.
Yeah, no, we're all hanging.
Our trailers aren't nearby, so it'd just be like sitting
we're
around.
Hanging on our chairs.
We're just hanging.
It's so great. It was
so great.
A lot of jokes. A lot of jokes, bro.
A lot of just bullshit and a lot of so I remember these whenever I see like a big setup, which happens later, because I remember you and I watching that explosion or whatever. It's like those are those rare moments that you go, I remember that. I remember sitting 100%. Back, everybody like smoking cigarettes and hanging out, and what a weird, it almost feels like it's 1,000 years ago. It's so interesting.
God, it's so true.
So truck bursts through, a lot of strange one-line jokes as normal. They keep happening, right? Something Chip says something about people dying of booze or getting taken by the bottle.
It's just so funny, but so uncalled for.
Uncalled for in every way. But okay, Tig and Chibs again being bossed around again.
Always.
And then Clay gets the book, the Mad King book. Now we go to Clay. He gets the book.
Well, hang on. One thing I got to bring up, because you brought it up earlier, is we have, and I counted, 17 gunshots. Boom, 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 boom. Not one cop car, not one anything. We're in the same warehouse. Minutes later, we're talking about what to do next. Not one cop shows up. And I'm just going, I know it's a TV show. I understand that, but shouldn't we be on the run? Shouldn't be on
where's the helicopters?
Where's the fucking cops?
Yeah. Where's the firemen?
Where's the firemen?
Where's the MDs? Where's
the kids from UCLA, paramedic school is going to show up to
send a veterinarian, send anyone. Somebody's hurt. 17 shots, somebody's hurt.
Hour and a half later, we're smoking cigarettes, talking about, so we unloading the garbage now.
And then let's say you're like a neighbor over there. Maybe it is in an industrial neighborhood. Maybe somebody has like a carpet warehouse next to it, and they go, I think I just heard a gunshot, right? And they go, and then the other guy works there goes, I think I heard 17 of them.
And you got Jax just like after a sex show in the 70s having a smoke. Yeah, it's like just after sex in the 70s, we're having a smoke. I mean, what?
So let's just say, for argument's sake, the guys who own the carpet warehouse next to it go, I think I actually heard 17 shots. They go, you know what? Maybe it was just like a bird or something. The guy goes, all right. 2 seconds later, they hear a truck go through a wall, and they go, actually, I think something's probably going on over there.
It's a lot more. It's just a lot more backfire. That's all it is. And now we're getting to Jax telling Tig what to do. Tig wants to bring in Bobby, but Jax says no. And the only thing and Tig had I don't know if you noticed it, but his smart ass comment back was, okay, sure, nice. I'm done. I'm done. Number one of not bringing back Bobby. Like, what are we doing here? Anyway.
So we go to Clay, and he gets the book.
The Mad King.
In prison, gets the Mad King book. Something's going on.
Yep.
And now we're back to the boys with Connor, and Connor very quickly, apparently I missed this whole thing with some gold jewelry box or something, whatever. So he basically, Jack says, like, I'm going to make sure you're out of here, and you're going to give that jewelry to whoever it is. And that was enough for him to completely turn his allegiance on the Kings.
Okay.
And he does. And Chibs is starting to see that Jax is going too far. And he calls the Kings, brings up August Marks, and then we get the big reveal. You have this great scene of Jax basically telling everything on this burner phone, and then the camera turns, and guess who's there? Mr. Galen.
And when I was watching it, and this is a great happenstance moment of, I was thinking in my head, well, they're going to tell Galen everything, or he's going to be, no, wait, it's better than that. He's actually at the table. Yeah. Like the way that Gwyneth revealed him at the end in his slow back, dolly back.
Beautiful.
And he's right there. So we don't have to retell anything. He heard the whole fucking thing.
And Galen's always smiling when he's talking. like he's like that everyone's gonna die, like smile.
Brilliant.
Like,
Brilliant.
yeah, it's just like,
give him an award right now.
yeah, it's so good, right?
Timmy's so fucking good.
So this one got me a little. They go to see Wendy. She immediately ties the scarf on quick. And here's what got me about this scene. And just tell me if you even remember this, because maybe it's so minuscule and I'm just whatever. They talk about Gemma immediately starts like, so Wendy's basically an outsider. Let's assume Wendy's not truly part of this whole thing anymore. Gemma's like, yeah, we're on lockdown. Oh, what? Why? The Irish. They killed, Rat. They killed Phil. And, and what's his name? So they killed the two guys, right? And Wendy's like, oh, wow, IRA? Like, why do they know so much? And then I'm about ready to jump off the hay bin right now to tell you what's going on in this scene, because it's some of the most forced writing we've ever had. It's called forced writing. It's called, first of all, okay, scarf around, hiding, we get it, all right. Gemma, her new love for Wendy, what the fuck? Who's lying about what now? It's all forced writing. It's again, you said this on many shows. It's for later on. It's a little carrot for later on. Well, fuck off. But those are the wrong people to carry that message.
And Gemma tells her, you just keep doing what you're doing, okay? What? Doing? And
Gemma's playing her. And again, this is where you gotta, if you know the show, you gotta see how manipulative Gemma's being in the moment. But what I don't like is that they're discussing this stuff. They can have everyone in jail. Everyone can go to jail. Everyone can, like, you're discussing this in an open area with someone who has zero loyalty. If anything, actually wants to get back at you. So the second Gemma leaves, Wendy can go, IRA, lockdown, they're murdering people. I think I'm going to go to college.
Not only am I going to take those two boys back with me should something happen to Jackson Tara, but now I've just been told this by the chick who wanted to kill me 6 seasons ago. Now she wants to love me. I think she's lying to me. No. And I've got a fake thing on my neck anyway, but the scarf can come off. It's a bit forced. Everything's
the lines are misplaced. The whole point is misplaced. Whatever. Again, it just shows Gemma being manipulative. So then we cut to Juice on the phone at TM.
Right.
One of the strangest phone call scenes, because I don't know why I still have the phone at my ear when I turned. But everyone arrives and they're going to have this convo about Clay. Apparently, Juice is the one who talks to Clay's lawyer. Who knows why that's happening? They needed to give me some kind of lines at that point.
Love it. I love it.
And then now again,
they talk about a conjugal visit, like, ooh, that's a big word on this show.
It's a big word on this show.
It's a big word. For us that read, we know what the word means. But I'm thinking, okay, so Clay's got to really tell us something. If they're going to get some kind of privacy for some moment, and that gets really weird coming up. But that privacy moment, I'm going, oh, I don't remember what he actually tells Gemma. I assume she goes there, cut to. And then
I'm wait till we get to that one. Jeez.
Yeah.
You think I'm questioning anything now? But then we have, it's Tig, Juice, Chibs, Jax, right? It's a cool little foursome. And it is one of these moments where it's like, even though we're in lockdown, we're going to kind of have this thing of like, I'm not telling her. Who's telling her? Oh, you're going to have to tell her. Well, I think you should.
I actually like that little bit of humor right there. It kind of made sense. It kind of made sense. It really did.
It made sense because it's not like, we're not trying to do like the dun-dun-dun-dun, psh. We're just like having a conversation of like, I'm not telling her when she comes. Right. And so I like that. And it's also pushing the story forward. So I like that. So now we go back to Roosevelt. Nero shows up at Roosevelt's place and he wants info. He wants to like get ahead of this and go, why are you following me? What's going on? What is this? I'm slightly distracted by that story because I don't.
Well, may I?
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah.
Not only am I distracted by it, I wrote it down. Theo, by the way, the Foley, which is the sound of dogs and cars. And did you know that this is now the 78th phone ring that we've heard in this episode? 78 times in the background, there's been a phone ringing.
They're calling about the gunfire at the warehouse.
Whatever they're doing, we got out of that, no problem. We're still smoking over that.
It's the guys from the carpet store.
And you want to bust my ass when I was in fucking up in Canada, having that thing and my phone's ringing, going, Kim, could you shut your landline off? I'm going, Diana, shut the goddamn phone. I'm talking to Juice over the phone.
Yeah.
That was 78 times the phone rang in this episode. I'm sorry.
They were like, more phone. We need more phone rings.
We need more phones.
Like, we wanted to sound like a hotline. It's like a
hotline everywhere. Jesus Christ.
Now we're in, again, similar setting. Tara with lawyer in her office.
Robin Wagner. Here we go. Ton of trouble.
Wendy barges in.
Hang on.
Funny stuff from Rat. Can I just say how funny that was? I don't want to gloss over it.
Rat with the nurse. Come on. That was
Come on.
Come on.
Now, here's my question. Was that written? Or did he make that up? Because either way.
No, I doubt it. And I'll tell you why. I think it was probably just standing there. And him and you know how he works, Nick. He's so Nico. He's so fucking cool. And Gwyneth, she was always trying to add something.
Yes,
the two of them came up with, come on over here.
Trouble.
What's your name? Susie. Hey, Susie. Right there. And Rat just got into it with her. He was in a whole other storyline, and the way he broke out of that was just fucking funny as shit.
But Nico also proved something which I think is so fucking important. It's like a second of airtime. The camera's on him. He's got his arm over her.
1002. Yeah, 2.5 seconds. Yeah.
2.5 seconds.
That's it.
And he fucking earns the shit out of it.
Yes.
I think he says to her, so how do these things work?
Yes, no, like there's a whole storyline going on.
Yeah.
That's what's so important. You and I brought this up for fucking a year and a half now. Get your universe working. Get it going. Don't just stand there waiting for your line.
Because a lesser actor would just stand there with their arm up, staring at the girl. The camera would go by, and then they go, "Oh, she got by me." But you take that moment. You're in it. We always say about being in it. He's fucking in it.
Yes.
And then you start defining Rat, and this is why he got a bigger role, because now someone who's watching that edit, Kurt or whoever is watching, they go, he's pretty funny, this kid.
Nico's pretty fucking good. Let's just keep working with this kid. Yeah. Totally agree.
So it's so important. And it's just, it proves to anything, whether you be an actor or whether you be whatever, just take your fucking shots. Like he took a shot there and it worked. Take your fucking shots. I love that. So that we cut to, there's a lot of emotion between Wendy and Tara in that moment.
Yeah. Talking about Thomas and Abel taken away from the club. Got to get away. Go ahead. We have to, what's she saying there?
Tara pulls a Gemma. Tara pulls a Gemma and knows how to manipulate Wendy. Your child. Who
says the word, we have to get Thomas and Abel away from the club, away from Gemma? One of them said that.
Tara says it.
Okay, well, there you go. Tara right from Tara's mouth. Yeah, there you go.
But Tara also does something else, and you see her intentionally do it, and it shows why Maggie's a fucking master actor. Is she says, I got to get my son and your son, she says. And that's going to make Wendy be on her team, because she sees Wendy spazzing a little, like Wendy's going down, and Wendy might not be in for the plan. But and when Wendy sits, Drea does it so beautifully. She goes, my son.
Yeah.
She feels it. And that's the first time. So now she's got the baby picture she never had. She got this thing about being her son. So Wendy's a pawn, for lack of a better word, in a bigger game between all these high level chess players. So I feel bad for her, but that's part of the show. But you know what? She walked away at the end. So she's chilling. So, okay. I mean, let's get to this scene. Gemma visits Clay.
All right. So what I've got written down here.
But before she goes, can we talk about Chibs' wardrobe in the prison? His costume. He's Barbados out.
Oh, he's this whole season. He's starting to do that whole. I'm getting ready for my shoot for Vanity Fair.
GQ.
And I'm trying on a bunch of fancy fucking clothes because I'm going to look really fucking good.
Yeah.
And he does look good. There's nothing Tommy can. He looks fantastic.
I would say to him all the time, I'd knock on his trail. I go, what are you going to wear today, Liberace? I go, what do you got going on?
What's he got going on today, buddy?
What's going on? What are you coming out
with?
How
pretty we're going to be today. Yeah.
Bell at a ball. I said, you realize you're a biker, right?
Oh, yeah.
You realize you're a biker. He come out and he has a beautiful Barbados leather shirt on. He's got those, tapered hands.
And he wanted a different, pair of sunglasses every show. And finally, the props department went, we're broke. 2 guys have lost their job. Can we just stick with one pair of sunglasses for at least 4 shows in a row?
$600
per boot. That's $1,200 bucks for repair.
There's no Neiman Marcus in Charming.
Don't tell that to Chips. Don't tell that to Chips.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Tell me about this scene.
I just want to say, when Gemma comes to see Clay, I wrote this down. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that's what
Clay
a
says. Creepy fucking scene. I mean, again, they're trying to make, and it kind of works, Clay and Gemma out to be the good guys, but what a creepy way to do it. Bro, I've never seen this show, this one.
No,
I obviously I remembered it once I saw it because we read the scripts, but holy Christ, what a creepy bunch of guys.
Well, that actor is amazing. He's I think
they're both so good. What the fuck though?
The skinny guy, I don't want to ruin it. He's in every Guillermo del Toro movie, so he's really good friends with Ron. I believe his name's Doug Jones. I don't want to, I hope I'm wrong. It's Doug something. He actually, do you know the Guillermo movie that won the Oscar, The Shape of Water?
Sure.
He plays the creature.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Good for him. Fucking beautiful. Beautiful.
Pan's Labyrinth, he plays the
creature. Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Guillermo and Ronnie, they're in both. Okay, there you go.
Yep.
I wonder if Perlman got in the gig.
Yeah, I assume he just wanted to be part of the world. Yeah, and maybe he was a fan of the show or whatever. But I mean, talk about a weird role to play. So Clay actually does use the word Jesus Christ, the saying, when she comes, he says something. Of course, Gemma's just telling anyone who'll listen, by the way, about the Irish. So people are like, can you put your bag down? She's like, we're on lockdown.
No, what about the Irish? Yeah, lockdown, Irish.
The guy's like, I didn't ask. She's telling anyone who'll listen that they're in lockdown and that the Irish are after them.
Yeah,
People don't know if she's talking about Lucky Charms.
Lockdown, Lucky Charm. Breakfast cereal, where are we going? Vaughn's? You first? Who's buying?
She has no idea. Marshmallows, no marshmallows. What are we doing? So
is it St. Patty's Day every day? Like, what are we doing?
Why do you keep talking about Irish people? Like she's telling anyone who will listen. Okay. So she tells Clay, of course, Clay gives the Jesus Christ. And now it starts to get weird. So here's my thing. They kept their distance from each other. Okay. Clay tells her everything. Okay. Why? Why did he tell her everything? Now, I get it. It's a TV show. It doesn't fucking matter. He tells her everything. Of course, she's going to tell Jax. They hate each other. He tells her everything. And he says, ask Jax what he wants to do.
You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Clay is about to say bye-bye. And we want to wipe the slate clean. We want to wipe it clean. We want all of his past, all of his all of his bad. When you're up against it like that, there's only one thing, it's called the truth. For the first time in your life, he's unloading all of it. This is the plan. This is what I'm doing. Tells her everything.
Is it intentional also for the fans to feel bad when something does happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
To just forgive him for everything.
Well, I'm not saying forgive him for everything, but how about you got a shot at it? You got because the fans don't know what's about to happen with Clay. They don't know.
Let me ask you this. This is a great question for the fans, because if murder is probably one of the worst things on the planet, right? I mean, if you look at it, it's certainly, definitely right up there, right? Top 3. Who murdered more people, Jax or Clay?
Jax.
Definitely.
No, buddy, we're not even at the show where there's 18 dead bodies. When we come to it, the great story that I had with Charlie, which I want to. No, there's 18 dead bodies. What? Yeah,
it's a massacre. It's a massacre.
For no reason. Anyway, we'll get to it.
We'll get there. So you think it's over, but it ain't over, this scene. And it's about to get fucking weird. These dudes come in. And this is the dark, twisted shit that I know Sons was known for. I was uncomfortable.
Are we jumping to that now?
No, it's happening. That's where it is. It happens right there.
Does it happen right there?
It happens right there. That scene never cuts. We stay in that scene the whole time.
Then guess what, brother, man? I just went, what a creepy way to fucking do it. That's how I ended it. I just so creepy. So fucking
it's just creepy. And I guess the question is, and again, I know what Sons, I knew who we were. I know that we were a water cooler, we were shock value. I get it.
But Theo, okay, even with Opie's death, and we're going to kill someone in prison, which is so uncalled for, but what an epic thing to happen for someone going out like Opie did.
Yeah.
And we've done some biting tongues up. But who in their right mind in a prison with two guards are going to come in when they're supposed to have just no one listen to kind of and they're going to do what they do, watching them play with what? Is that even possible?
How's Clay keeping it up?
He's not. That's why it's a TV show. Come on. Ron and I talked about it. It's not happening. He needs a lot more help than just Gemma taking her bra off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these two dudes 3 feet away. He's probably
I like you get Bert and Ernie in the corner going, I'm ready. You ready? Go ahead. What?
And by the way, he just was assaulted with like these nightsticks. He's in pain. Obviously, he might have a broken rib
and a broken testicle for all we know. I mean, and Gemma could wipe out both of these guys just by looking at them. But Bert and Ernie, they're in the corner. Let's go. Let's get at it.
I get it. I'm not going to say it's uncalled for because it is. It's just warped.
It's funny. I just said it's just a creepy way to do it. All right, here we go.
Okay, so we're back at Diosa. Borowski is in full Borowski mode. He is yelling. There's a lot of testosterone in these scenes that I'm so glad I'm not a part of. But there's just a tremendous amount of testosterone. Borowski, Nero, Jax. Everybody's yelling. Toothpicks are in the air. It's going. It's going.
I'm so glad you said that. I said, even Charlie's got a toothpick.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. Is that a new character choice?
It is. Everyone's yelling.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm saying, but I've never seen Jax with a toothpick before, ever. So there you go.
It's just, this is a thing going on in this scene where it's like chewing on
one up.
Yeah.
Cigars, chewing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I could tell you need them. You need them? Yeah, you need them. Sure. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, I need a toothpick. You need a cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a belt. Yeah. We're all going to chew on something. And yell. We're going to yell while we're doing it.
Somebody's going to come in with a helmet on. It's just too much. It's just all too much. So I zone out. Gemma and Chibs kind of download everything. They come in and basically have to tell Jax what happened, right? They know where they came from.
Yeah.
And then we go right to, which I did not see coming because I haven't seen the episode. Chibs throws Jax right up against that fucking wall and gets in his face. It's a good scene.
It's a really good scene. And he gives Jax a racist race relationship about the Irish.
Yes.
And he just goes right after it. He just puts that monkey right in the room and talks about it. There's no jumping on vines. It is right there. We're going to talk about it. Not only, Jax, do you know nothing about what you're doing right now, you know nothing about the Irish. This is what's going on.
And that's what he says. You basically, what he's saying is you know nothing, and you would have known something if you consulted with me. You know nothing. And I could have told you this was a bad idea. And I guess it does get to that bigger thing of that ever since Jax was in power. This is really interesting to me. I know the plan was always for Jax to become president, but I mean, it's really hard to argue that he was any good at it. He made every mistake you can make. Was that inevitable?
So far.
Was John Teller this bad a president? Like he's always making, he was a good president.
John wanted out. John wanted out. John didn't sell guns. John was too soft. That was his like too soft. Couldn't make a decision. Too much of a poet and didn't know it until he started writing it all down. By that time he was killed by Clive. Pure Hamlet-esque. So
here we go. We go to this Nero and Gemma scene, which is right there at the tail end. And she says she can't hold back. She's got to tell him. Right. But we don't see her tell him, but she's got to tell him.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool. I mean, I like that moment between them. And then we're back at TM. We're on lockdown. Everybody knows the deal. And Roosevelt's arrives because the DNA evidence he has on Nero. And Roosevelt goes, let's go get him. We knew this isn't a surprise. We knew that Turek had planted this DNA. We knew that.
And I got to tell you, did you notice a nice little thing that Juice and Tig had again? This is our second, maybe third moment of this show, even though there's no dialogue, but I'm sitting with you in that bar. See, I'm sitting with you. It's like we're talking about shit, even though.
But you know why we did that, right? Whenever there was like 100 people in the clubhouse, you and I would just go sit.
Oh no, that's fine. But I'm saying that somewhere, and that's probably exactly what happened. And that's, but I'm saying we had that twosome at the beginning with you and me in the car.
Yeah.
Right. And then we had the little back lot where you come out about the phone call. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And now we got this one. It's kind of like a nice little finish of the show for you and me, because we never got to fucking work together.
We should do, because they have the license of a Reaper, we should do like a five episode, 10-minute each episode spin-off of these two just hanging out. Juice and Tig. The later years.
The later years.
It's like you and I going to Rite Aid for like you're getting like a hydrocortisone, and like we're just like hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm in the car.
Need some tampons. Like I gotta
you want to get coffee? Come on. And you're like, oh, I can't have caffeine this late. And I'm like, come on, Tig, you've done crazy things. Come on, Tig, have a little caffeine, live a little.
We're watching some cartoons together, discussing Bugs Bunny and shit. Why not?
Just them two doing like nothing,
eating popcorn.
Just like bullshit stuff.
And then I pull a gun out and just put a bullet in the wall for no reason.
For no reason.
And
I'm like, oh, come on, Tig.
But then I'm going to go, you can't do it more than one. Cops will come. Yeah.
Juice is always like cleaning. Juice is always cleaning up. Like Tig's making a mess and Juice is always like cleaning up.
Yeah, you're behind me. We're cleaning it all up the whole way.
That would be funny if they were like roommates, like Lenny and Squiggy.
Oh, God, please.
Tig and Juice, roommates. Let's do it. Let's do it where we'll because we still look the same, so we'll look young like we do. Right?
According to everybody, you're looking younger by the day.
We look the same.
I'm starting to turn the corner. Fine.
No. I got some gray hairs. We look the same. So here's the thing. But I would shave my head because that'd be Juice. We'll do like a five episode, 10-minute each episode, and what it is at
maybe
one point
we do that for Theory. In like May, when this is all done, maybe we just jump right into that.
Yeah. And here, I bet you we could sell it. And here's the thing. It'd be 6 episodes, 10 minutes. We'll make it 1 hour. And what it is at one point during the 7-year period of Sons of Anarchy, because what did they say? The whole 7 years equaled how many real years?
I don't even fucking know. The longest was that 1.5 years in prison between 3 and 4 when we came out of. So I don't know.
Maybe I think someone said like 2.5. I'm going to guess.
Well,
but someone
Abel was how old when we quit? Probably 3.
And he was 37 when we finished.
He was 37 when we were done. He's already written 2 books and been on Broadway 4 times. So no, really, seriously, 37 years.
But let's say Juice lost all his money in like the
colonoscopy business,
the colonoscopy place. And what it starts with, I have like a sack and I say, hey, Tig, can I live here for a minute? Can I sack up? Can I live here?
Just for a week.
And it'll be, the 6 episodes will be that week.
Yeah, no, come on. One a day. Honest to God.
One day.
Funny.
Be funny.
All right, where were we?
Okay. So we're at the end. Everyone's at the table.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning here in Germany. We got to wrap this up. I got to go.
We're arresting Nero. Nero's being arrested. And then, because full of coincidences, Jack sees the Shamrock pen. Where did you get this? And suddenly, Inspector Clouseau comes out. Where did you get the pen? Chucky happens to be there. He's not in the bathroom. He happens to be there. The kegs, they ordered the kegs. Jamma, we're all putting it together very fast. We got to go. So let's leave. We're done with the show. The place blows up. Okay. But I will say, we really did blow the place up. And you and I watched it and filmed it. I still have it.
Theo, we watched it. We all hung. You and I went up high. We went on top of Teller Garage. We wanted to watch it from up. Yeah, we climbed up. Didn't tell anyone else. All dark, all safe. Firemen. Remember the real fire trucks were there? They were really ready to go, really in case something went wrong. And it went kaboom.
I remember there were a bunch of real firemen there, like a lot, right? And they were
with trucks, with their
giant
trucks,
fans of the
ready
show.
To go.
So this was so exciting for them, right? They were like so hyped to be there. And then you and I to get away from all the madness, because remember, all like 100 extras, everyone who was in that lockdown was there. So we because they all had to stay there for the run out. We were doing it all in the same night, that run out.
Yeah.
And you and I went up to the top of the TM garage where we would always pretended we were fixing bikes. And we would go up to the top and we watched it. And I filmed it. And they did these giant explosions. And they really blew it up. And it was amazing. It was amazing.
It really was.
It felt like the end of something. It felt like the end of something. Like I remember watching that on that roof. You know, there's no Opie, there's no Bill Lucking, there's no Piney, you know, there's no Clay. We knew
there's no Clay. He's in prison.
Yeah, and we knew at this point he was gone.
There's no Bobby. There was no Bobby.
No
he was
Bobby
gone on the run.
And I remember thinking this show's ending. Like it's over. Like our experience here is ending. And you and I were on that roof watching. And I just remember thinking, that's interesting.
And if you really think about it, that clubhouse was the original star. That clubhouse was the original star of that show. That's where we went. That's where we hung. Our bikes pulled up. And after that explosion, unbeknownst to you and me and everyone else, we never went back. It was over. Wait till we walk through the debris.
We went to that new one.
Yeah, in the fucking
coffee shop.
False.
Yeah.
Felt weird.
That's weird. We'll get to that. But yeah, that was it. And now, you know, we always talk about our little turning points. What episode is this? Season 6, episode what?
5. Denny Potvin. 5. New York Islanders. 5.
There you go. Denny Potvin used to hit really hard. I remember.
Good defenseman. Won a couple of Stanley Cups.
He was a beast. I remember. I know this stuff. So I remember thinking this is one of those moments, like when Opie died, like a lot of other things we talk about, that this was a turning point. And we have, and by the way, we have a lot of them coming up. A lot with Clay, with Tara, with everything.
So
this was one where I went, okay.
So 13, yeah. You know what, bro? So this is 5. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 8 and 13. That's 21. It's 2021. And we have 21 shows left to do. Yeah. 21. You know I love you. You know, if I was there right now, I'd be slapping you because I love that hat so much.
Can't wait.
Toque, that little toque you got on.
I got my little toque. It's been moved like 14
I got to
times.
come home. We got to hang. I got to have a beer with you in your ranch. I can't take
come to the ranch. Oh, by the way, Caesar's here. You know that?
What?
Caesar's here at my house.
Since when?
So Caesar flew in 2 days ago. His wife and daughter just flew in last night. And they'll be here for a couple of days. And then I head to New York. Yeah, and then I head to New York. But Caesar's here.
Would you send me a photo, please?
Yeah, Caesar's on the ranch. He was going to join in, but he took his daughter and them to go some park around here. But yeah, he's here. He's at the ranch. It's pretty wild. Yeah, I will definitely send a pic of him and I. And get out of here. Love you. Give Bobby my love.
Love you, buddy.
All right.
I will.
Later,
see you, buddy.